Gearheads, thanks so much for tuning in. On this episode of Dan's Garage, Dan does a walk-around of our new project, a 67 Camaro RS. It's one of his top 5 dream cars. Pretty cool, isn't it? Let's check it out. Hey Dan, run that intro.
Hey Gearheads, thanks for tuning in. As Ashley said, this is one of my top 5 cars right here. I had a 67 RS back in the early 90s. I had to get rid of it because I wanted to build the Chevelle I had at that point. Now, I was able to find another one. I've been looking for a long time, and this one actually was brought to me by a friend through Facebook Marketplace, and I just felt like it was the right car. So, it is a true RS. I love RSs for the hidden headlights. It actually has a lot of other options, and it's a rare paint color, which all made it pretty cool. Even though the body is pretty shot, I have a plan for the body, so we're going to have to watch for that. But let's go ahead and walk around the car, and I'll show you a little bit more about it. Now, one of my favorite things about the 67 Camaro that no other Camaro has is the vent windows on the doors. Now, these went out in 68, so 67 is the only year that has them. Now, you know I love these. My Chevelle has them. The 70 C10 had them. So I really do love these windows, and I like cars that are kind of one-offs, and besides 67 being the first year, it has things like this that no other Camaro has. There's also something else it doesn't have that all the other Camaros do have. Let's go up to the fender. Now I know this fender's pretty rusted and pretty shot. There's also supposed to be another piece down here, but what's missing here is there's no lights on the side of this vehicle. And that's one of the things that I like about the earlier C10s and also my Chevelle, is that there's no lights on the side of the vehicle, so it gives it more of a smooth look, and it gives you extra lights in the front and back, so let's check that out. Now, along with the hidden headlights, which is the main part of the RS package, you get a blacked out grille, and because you have the blacked out grille and the hidden headlights, the standard base Camaros had the parking lights up here, so they had to relocate the parking lights, and you now have them down here in the valance. So you have the 2 parking lights here in the front, and you also have the reverse lights down here at the bottom instead of up in the tail light like they were on the standard Camaros. Now this does have the lower trim as well. It's got the one long piece here, which looks in pretty good shape. It's got a little ding here, so maybe we can knock that out. And then the piece on the bottom of the door and the quarter. This one up on the fender is missing, and as you can tell, the door skin is kind of shot. So you can see the rust here. This car is actually from Wilmington, North Carolina, so that's over by the water. So the salt water really took its toll on this body. There is a couple of spots that have some dings, dents, and some Bondo on it. But my plan is pretty much to replace all the sheet metal on this car anyway. Basically, it's just the outer layer is shot, but the inside of the car is in good shape. The underneath is in good shape, the subframe, and the rear unit body as well. So let's take a look at the suspension. So the suspension is all there on this car. The mounts and everything actually look in good shape. It actually even has a 11/16 sway bar in here, which I think was an option. At the back we do have a 10 bolt, not sure what the gears are, but I'm sure it's nothing crazy, probably highway gears, which is just fine. And then like every other year Camaro, it does have the monoleaf rear springs. The subframe here is in pretty good shape. There's a little spot on the other side, I'll show you in a second. So this is the right front of the car. As you can see, the rust has taken its toll on the rad support and kind of eaten up a little bit of the metal down here on the subframe, so we may have to replace little pieces of that, but we'll go ahead and take everything apart and get it blasted and see what it looks like. But other than that, the subframe's in good shape. And there's a section behind that that actually goes down underneath the front of the body. The mounts in here are okay. I can't see that. The body mounts at the front of the subframe look pretty good, and mounting to the back and everything looks like it's in good shape. It's got Rally 2 wheels, which is not original. Original would have been hubcaps, but I'm probably going to build it with Rallies like I have on the Chevelle. So the right front is missing a fender, and we can see why when we look at the bumper bent down like this. There's actually a little damage on the outer cowl here. And you can see the front of the door is rippled. It actually goes back to the back of the door and the front of the quarter panel. So something must have happened to the side of this, which is why there's so much damage over here and we're missing a fender. But I had to replace all the sheet metal anyway, so it really doesn't matter. So I hopped up here to show you the body. So because the front end got hit, you can see the cowl, the front header panel is all twisted, and the hood has to be ratchet strapped on because the hinges are not here. But this fender, I mean, the top of the fender really doesn't look that bad, but we know what the bottom looks like. So the hood does have some rot up here as well, right up here, the front lip, and it's got some stuff over there. But like I said, I plan on replacing everything anyway. It is a standard flat hood. Had some bricks on it. That's not a paint code. Back here, the cowl panel actually looks okay, but you can see that the dashboard is pretty rotted out here. It does have the dash panel. The windshield's gone, so that has pretty much trashed everything that's in its wake over here. But we can see that it does have bucket seats. And that's because we have a center console with the shifter for the Power Glide transmission. And you see it's got the original steering wheel with the RS on it. The gauges are missing. We don't know why. It's hard to tell the history on these cars. And the back seat is back there as well. All the door panels are here, and the window cranks and things like that. Headliner, of course, is missing, but we know we'd have to replace that anyway. All the side glass is here. I just rolled down the windows to make it easier to work around. And it is real dirty, but you can see, because this car had a vinyl top, it's actually a black vinyl top, you can see the rivets going around there. It rusted up all under here. It's actually got some Bondo here, so somebody had done some work to it, but because of that, it rotted this whole thing out, and this is all gone package tray. So we'll have to replace all that. And you see that the roof skin is separating up here as well. A little bit of the original paint code here. I'm going to try and wash this off. I don't know that any of this green will come off, but this is the original M code royal purple color, which I'm told is rare. You can see all the holes back here on the quarter, and the trunk lid is pretty much shot, but still have the emblem there. And we can actually open this up. It takes the same key as the Buick, which is really strange. Excuse me. You can actually see the color really nice here. So it's kind of a dark red color. So I think I might do something like paint the car more with a black overtone and use the original color as like an undertone. So when the light hits it, you'll see this color, but it'll look black in all other light. That's the plan anyway. That was Eric's idea. You can see how much the trunk is separated here. So of course something else we'll be getting rid of. And it's also down here is not really attached. Up in here, this is all gone up here, the lip. So definitely going to rebody it. These are the original hubcaps that were on the car, or these are the original hubcaps on the car, I think. So I may have a set of original hubcaps for sale if anybody needs them for restoration. And of course, like every other car, you get a bunch of stainless trim in here and some goodies. We'll have to clean this out when we get to it. This is the outer grill pieces that go around the hidden headlights. So we got those. Looks like an aftermarket chrome rad support, and the hood hinges are down here. The hood hinges are down here. The hood latch is over here. It's actually original jack, and it looks like somebody rebuilt the front end. There's tie rods and a center link down in here, idler arm. So some other random pieces. I think this goes to the fender or something. And then there's some support pieces that go around the steering column. So we'll see what we can find on this thing. This is the original bill of sale. No, it's not. Just kidding. There's this is here, and I'm not even sure what this is. If anybody knows what that is, you get extra points. It's this. Got some bulbs in here. These are original bulbs. Here's the emblem for the door, for the passenger door. It says Camaro on it, so we may be able to put that on something. I don't think I'll reuse this stuff. Here's the hood hinge. It's got the wheel well trim here from the front. Wish I knew where that fender went. And inside the trunk, it actually doesn't look too bad. You can see the quarter looks pretty decent. The inner and outer shells here, wheelhouses. So the upper floor here looks alright. Let's see, there's some holes here in the lower floor. You can't see that. So here's the right quarter panel. You see how eaten this is over here. Some Bondo up here, so I think something might have hit this. And there's Marley, the shop dog. Here's a little better view of the interior. You see the whole centerpiece is there. The gauges, again, are missing, but we got the center console with the power glide. This has deluxe seat belts. So it had the metal buckles instead of plastic, and then you got the little brackets there that they go onto. It also has, these was an option, and this is retractable seat belts. That of course does not retract anymore, but otherwise you would just have a bolt in the floor and your belt would go up. And again, the back seat is there, back there somewhere. Let's go ahead and pull this hood off and take a look at the engine. There you go. Chevy 327. So this is the original Chevy 327 engine to this car. Should be numbers matching. I haven't checked it yet, but it sure does look like it. So it is the 2-barrel version. Oh look, it's even got the sticker. 327 turbo fire. 210 horsepower maybe. Oh, there we go. So, a little 2-barrel on there, and points does definitely look all original. Here was the fuel line that used to go up to here. Not sure why it's disconnected, but hey. Looks like spark plug wires have been eaten away a little bit. Manifolds, I don't think anything's ever been done to this engine. Actually, it does still have a ground strap on it. That's pretty cool. Heater box is a little rusty on the top. So, firewall doesn't look too bad otherwise. Of course, the heater hoses, water pump is kind of all shot there. No shroud. I don't know if they had that other piece on there. It's like a little tiny 2-core radiator. Small horsepower engine, shouldn't be too bad. You get these supports, which this used to go to the fender, like this one would go up there to the fender. You see the hidden headlight door over here. Just not moving at all, but it will. Inner fenders on this side. Suspension all looks okay. There's only a couple of wedges on this side, which may be from the accident, but I doubt it. Didn't look that bad. We have a horn. One horn. We got our alternator up here. Does turn. We got power steering, which is real nice, so that's a good option to have, power steering. And of course, Camaro's, the steering box is before the cross member. And we do not have power brakes, but I will most likely put a booster on this when I go to drive it. We got our plate here that decodes everything on the car. Our washer, our wiper arms. Looks like this piece has been off. You can see the paint code here too. It's actually not a bad color. But I'm sure when it's painted it'd be different. We got some shims here for this fender. I don't think this fender's really on. Not too much else going on in here. Will it run? I don't know. Should I do a will it run on this thing? I mean, I plan on rebuilding the engine anyway, so I don't know, like I do too much more damage. Maybe just clean it up and throw some oil in it and prime it and see what happens. I don't know, might be fun. What do you guys think? You let me know. So that's it for the introduction to the new Project Camaro. I did run the numbers on the engine, and it seems to be a 1962 327 engine. So either somebody had replaced it at some point, or if it is the original engine, then maybe GM put in an engine they had laying around. They're like, hey, we forgot about this one. Just throw it in that Camaro and make it more rare. I don't know. There's no VIN numbers on it that I can tell. Somebody said that the lower horsepower engines did not get VINs. So there's kind of, I guess, no way to tell if it's the original engine or not. It doesn't really matter. We're not going to worry about that right away. Got a lot of other things on this car to worry about until then. So thanks for watching this episode, and I'll see you on the next one. Action.
I don't know what to say.
I don't know. Say something cool.
New project, a Camaro 6. Hey Gearheads, thanks for tuning in. On this,
B.
run that intro.
That hand's out.
I know it is. Moving the hood of the Camaro. Get it started with the restoration.
Oh, look at this green, beautiful Camaro RS original everything.
Hey, Albert's here. Albert, tell us about this car.
I mean, it's an original RS. It's got all the VIN numbers and the tags and original 327 engine in
What's
it.
a VIN number?
It's the number that's on the engine that when they created the engine, they built it. It's the original RS engine. Great green goo color, I think it is. Really, really nice.
What's the paint code on that green goo color?
I think it's green goo 258.
Sorry, it bothered me.
Hey, is that a Dan's Garage sweatshirt? Where do I get that?
I don't know, man, but
On his
subscribe.
website, DansgarageNC.net.
We're growing.
I don't have a
exponentially.
website.
You will soon.